Hey everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts. I'm back in Florida in my craft room after a trip to New York for Easter, and I'm so happy to be here with you. If you're joining live, thanks for joining, and if not, thanks for watching the replay. Leave me any comments and I'll get back to you. So today I want to go over some new product, and it's really beautiful. It's called the Sun Prince Suite. And we'll make a card. I made two of them already using this suite, and it's just a simple little fun fold card. And I think the paper, the designer series paper, is kind of the star of this suite. I love it. But the stamp set and the dies are beautiful as well. So there's this Nature Prints stamp set, and it has coordinating dies, which I did not use today. There is a label die, which works on, I think these are really great sentiments. So best wishes and happy thoughts, a heartfelt thank you, hello, and you're on my mind. I think they'll all work with this. And then there's this beautiful kind of wreath, which I love wreaths, so that's great. And then these cut out the stamped images, and there's this kind of grungy look, and then there's some other just separate that don't cut out the stamped image. So these are really great. Sorry, I realized I was not on mute and I kept hearing noise in the background, and it was me. Luckily it was very low. The other thing is there's this beautiful Fern embossing folder, which I also didn't use. I just wanted to show you the suite. I will definitely be using this, but I had to try it out. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's like more deep impressions and then not so deep. So it gives you kind of a variated look, which I think is great. And then let's get to the designer series paper. So you get 2 sheets of each, 12 by 12. And the colors are the new Starry Night, which I used for this card. And then there's Pacific Point in here, which I used for this. And Night of Navy, which will be the last card, the one we'll make online here. And then Gray Granite, so the other side. So this is the one side, and I use this for this one, as well as the other side, which is this piece. So these are the pieces I used for this card, and I think they're just beautiful. And then there's this piece, which I always love when we have these. You can just cut it and make a card. You can use it for a scrapbook page, and I think it's so pretty and delicate. And then this is the other side, and I see starry night with this one. It looks like a night scene to me. And then we have this kind of blotchy look, and it's surprising when you get these patterns and you're like, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's a great background, but die cut it and you'll see that it makes some really cool effects on different dies. So I'm thinking the waves would be good for this one. And then there's a striped pattern, and I always like a striped pattern. And then there's this one, which we used on this card. And this is the back. And it looks like there's some writing on it. So it's kind of this grungy look, but very light. There's some, looks like script writing. And then there's this one, so pretty. And then the kind of dotted look. And then this one we're going to use today. And then this is the other side of it. So I love the colors. I think they're so rich and pretty. And this is called Sun Prince Designer Series paper. So I will be using this. I hated cutting it. It's always so hard to cut your paper. But I have my pieces cut. I'm going to show you the card base because it's a little different. And then I have my strips cut to decorate. So we're using this paper on this one. And I will have all the measurements on my blog for all these little pieces. And I found this online. I forget who I saw doing it, but it was a little bit different measurements. So I played with it. I always play with scrap paper, and I made it my own. So let me get my trimmer out. And I have to open up my arm because I'm going longer than the 6-inch mark here. Let me get these out of the way. And this is a piece of Night of Navy, and I'm going to cut it this way at 9 1/4. And you could probably adjust these. As I said, I made it a little bit different than the person I saw online who made it. And then we're going to cut this way She had it at 5 7/8, and I thought that was an odd size. So I made it 5 1/2. So we have these pieces, and then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So we get our A2 size card, and I just want to put this up here so I don't cut it by accident, and use my scoring blade. And then we're going to move it over to 7 1/4, and we'll score it again. And then we're done with this, so we can put this away. And as I said, I have all my other pieces cut. So I'm going to just fold this and use my little bone folder here to make sure it's nice and folded good. So once you have it cut, I'm going to fold it this way. I like to fold that way with the crease, and then I'll fold it back. Once you have all the pieces cut, it's very simple to put it together. And I see I have some edges. I don't know if you can see them from cutting. So I'm going to just get my bone folder and make these nice and neat. So I was up in New York for Easter with my kids and my grandkids, and I have to say it was wonderful, but it was exhausting. I watched all three of them one day, and my grandson is 6, and he has autism. He's very good, very bright. He speaks and all of that. And then his sister is 4, and then I have an 18-month-old from another child. And I had them all one day, and I thought, wow, I don't know if I could do this every day. But it was fun, and I had a great time, and I can't wait to move up there and be with them regularly. So I did look at my place. So it's upside down. I'm moving nearby them in Pennsylvania, and I'm having a place built, and they keep pushing out the date. So I don't know when I'm moving. I'm trying to figure it out, but it will be sometime in the future. So let me just go over some of these pieces. So I have 2 of these pieces, and again, I'll have this on my blog, but these are 5 1/4 by 2 3/4, and one will go in here, and then one will go here. So let's put them down first. And it's just the other side of the piece that I'm going to have down the middle. So you can do this for any designer series paper, any occasion really. It's just getting the measurements down, and then you pick your paper. The person that I saw use it used I think it was the pattern paper that comes like the Regals and the Subtles and those, and it was really pretty. Now I didn't put anything in here because you don't really see it, but you could if you wanted to. And then this piece, so again, it's the other side, and this is kind of the main focal. And this is 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. But it's good to be home. And then my sister, I live next to my mom. I know a lot of you know that. She's 90. Very healthy, very good shape, drives, does yoga and Mahjong and all that good stuff. But my sister retired, and she moved in with my mom, and that's why I'm freed up to go, because I wouldn't leave my mom by herself down here. So my sister's there, so that frees me up to go. And I'm going to miss her. I get along really well. I know mother-daughter relationships aren't always the best, but we have a really good one. We eat dinner every night together, and we just really get along well. We have the same personality. We're both procrastinators, and my sister is not a procrastinator, so that's going to be interesting for my mom. So then this one is, let's see, 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, and I'm just going to put this right up against the edge here. And I just love this. It's just such a soft print. It's just some kind of greenery, ferns and things like that. And then this is the inside. Now, if you were to stamp the inside, I would stamp it before I even put this, just in case you make a mistake, but you have to really pay attention to placement of your stamp. But this one, I'm not going to stamp. This is a thank you card that I'll do. So I've used, and I like to, I know you... if you watch me, I like to put this on with my Stampin' Seal, which I think I might be almost out of. I see the red line coming. I just find that it's there's no bumps in it, in the inside layer from the glue. Everywhere else I use the liquid glue pretty much. So this is it. I mean, this is your basic card. Now on this card, and I'm going to do the same thing, because this was kind of large, I didn't back it. On this card, I have the hello there, and this fit in the small circle. And let me show you what I use. So these are new dies, and they are called Stylish Shape dies. And I was so glad. I was very upset when we got rid of our stitched shape dies. So these are similar. They're circles and squares, and then they're banners, and they're all stitched. So I used this circle for this one, and then for this one I used both circles. So I used the bigger and the smaller for this one. And I thought this is too big. So if I wanted to back this one, I thought that was too big for the card. So I didn't back it. And you can use, again, the dies that come with this if you wanted to. I kind of wanted a circle here. So let me do it on this one just to show you. And I think that would be fine. But I wanted the circle. So I'm doing the circle because it's my card, right? So I am using, on this one, I'm using the heartfelt thank you. So I use the hello there and you're on my mind. And I really think these are going to be fantastic. And then these are great images, especially for card insides or envelopes. I love this type of image for that. So I'm going to, let me get a piece of scrap because I am going to put the fern. So I did a very light fern back here, which I'll do again. And then this is that kind of grungy thing. And I stamped off twice for this one. I wanted it very light. So that one is this. And I stamped my sentiment, and then I stamped this on top and bottom, stamping it off twice just to get a very light. And this I only stamped once, the fern. So let's do the fern first. And this I'm doing in gray granite. And let me see how it looks stamped off once and then twice. So that's once, stamped off once, stamped off twice. I might do it twice on this one. So we'll do 1, 2, and then right on here. So it just gives it a very light look. You could probably even go another one. Let's see. No, I think you lost it at that point. And then we'll do our sentiment. And I'm doing the thank you. I hope it fits. Let's see. Yeah, I think it will. So we'll do this in the Night of Navy because that's what our card base is. And let me just, this is the first time I'm stamping this one. So I'm going to make sure I have, whoa, that's a mess. I use this grid paper, and then I use the other side, and then I open it up and I use the other two sides. So I try to use a clean one when I'm doing a video so you don't see all my mess. So that looks good. So we'll do a heartfelt thank you. And I really think these are just so gorgeous. And this would be, I think they would be good for guy cards too. They don't have to be, they're not so feminine. You know, sometimes it's hard to get guy stuff. In the new catalog, there's a lot of stamp sets that I think are great for guys. And there's this something man, I forget what it is, but I will be displaying that. And actually that's this month's tutorial that we're doing. If you follow me, I do a tutorial with 11 other demonstrators. And I can't think of the name of it, but that's the one we're using this month. So there'll be 12 projects. If you order from me, you get that for free, or you can purchase it. I just can't think of the name of it. I'll put it on my my blog just to let you know. But that has some really great stamps and papers and things like that. So here we have the heartfelt thank you. And I am going, since we have this gray granite, I thought that these matte dots were really good. So these are the ones that they're black and gray and very vanilla and white. So it's a great set. And this was actually my freebie in April if you ordered from me. Actually, I think I'm going to do a bigger one on this because I feel like there's a lot of space. I use the small ones on the other ones. But if you order from me in April, you get this for free. And it's really great. It's kind of like a classic, it's classic matte dots, but it's really classic colors to use for just about anything. So these are the 3 cards. I didn't do any insides. These are the kind of cards that I don't normally put an inside on because I don't know who I'm going to send it to, and I don't know what I'm going to want to say. So anyway, thanks for joining. I did send out my catalog, so if you have ordered from me, there's a catalog on the way, and if not, and you need a catalog, just email patty@pspapercrafts.com and I will get one out to you. All right, you guys have a good day, and thanks so much for joining. Oh, let me see who's here. Hi, Carol. Thanks. I'm glad that you love them. Oh, you're from Connecticut. Yep, I'll be your neighbor. I'll be right up 84 if you know where that is. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.